Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle Longton, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the American Foreign Service Protective Association. And I'm glad that you could join us today for the AFSPA FSBP Open Season webinar, which will be led by our CEO and Executive Vice President, Paula Jacob. Just a couple housekeeping items before we get started. Please use the Q&A feature on the right side of your screen to ask questions throughout Paula's presentation. Their questions will only be seen by those of us who are in the background managing the event. I'll be doing my best to answer those questions in real time, and some of those questions Paula will have time to answer at the end of the event. And some of those will be posted publicly for everyone to see. But if there's any personal health information, personally identifiable information, we'll be keeping that information from the public. Without further ado, then, I want to introduce my boss and our CEO, Paula Jacob. She has been at AFSPA for more than 30 years, working in the insurance field for more than 40, and at the helm of AFSPA for more than a decade. So Paula, please tell us about Open Season this year.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Open Season of 2020. This is a different Open Season than any that I can remember. We will miss seeing you in person during our travels, but we really wanted to bring you the same level of important information, even in a virtual setting. So let's talk about next year's insurance and benefits. The federal open season began yesterday, November 9th, and it runs through December 14th. Now, what is included in open season is the FEHB, your health insurance, your FEDVIP, which is your dental and vision insurance, and for those active employees, the FSA Feds. What isn't part of open season is the Federal Long-Term Care Insurance Program or FEDLI. And if you have any questions about either one of those programs, I've put the websites on the screen so you can go to those sites. The next is it's just a few reminders about the FEHB. Again, you have comprehensive packages to choose from. There are 264 plans in the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program next year. So you have a variety of plans and options. Luckily for you who are Fed, there is no pre-existing condition limitations. So if you are looking at changing your health plan, you do not have to worry about your existing medical condition not being covered. This has always been the case under the FEHB program, and that we have never had a pre-existing limitation. Again, for 2021, the government has a generous contribution. On average, it is about 75% of your premium. That's what your employer, the government, pays. The average enrollee premium increase for next year is about 4.9%. And I also want to remind our audience of that this is such a great retirement benefit. Unheard of in private sector most of the time. You are allowed under most circumstances to take your very valuable FEHB plan into retirement with you. And for those of you who are under TRICARE, there is a special TRICARE rule. In order for you to keep the FEHB program, you must be covered under the FEHB program for 5 consecutive years prior to retirement. If you have TRICARE, that time with TRICARE does count. You just have to be enrolled in an FEHB plan when you retire. So it's very, very flexible. Let's talk about the OPM initiatives for next year. Of course, OPM is always concerned about quality of care, and they look for things like, what are we doing to make it more easily accessible? Telehealth is a major initiative for next year. So the plans are looking at providing this benefit when possible. And another thing that they are looking at is improving your quality health measures, especially in the arena of diabetes and high blood pressure. They're also very concerned about your access to care. in the arenas of behavioral health, opioid use, and definitely pain management. And your plans will be offering certain programs to address that. The next thing up is affordability, and we are all concerned about the cost of healthcare. Thus, the plans are urged to really provide price transparency in a PPO, in a provider network setting, so that you have clear cost information. Another initiatives that are of concern for both OPM and your health plan is surprise billing. And you have heard about this. It's actually been on the Hill and in the news about how you are being charged a lot of money for those providers who are not in your plan's network when you go to an inpatient hospital setting. The anesthesiologists, the radiologists, the emergency room physicians, all of those providers that may not be in your plan's network, even when you are in an in-network hospital. So the plans are addressing that in several ways. And of course, there's always a concern about how we pay for observation care. Now, this is the short-term hospital admission, usually on an emergency basis. When you go in, say you're in the hospital in the middle of the night, you've got really sharp stomach pains, they want to find out what's going on with you. They may even hook you up to an IV and put you in a room, and you think you're an inpatient confined, and you're not. You are usually under what they call observation care, which is usually payable under the medical part of your health plan. OPM has asked the plans to look at this benefit and provide better coverage for you. So many of the plans are looking at how they cover that all-important observation care. And last but not least, certainly, is how are the plans handling your prescription drug benefits? Specialty drugs are, of course, of paramount in importance, both in their efficacy and in the cost of them. So the plans are looking at whether to pay these high-cost drugs under the pharmacy benefit or the medical benefit, which makes more sense depending on the prescription drugs that you need to take. And of course, site of care is very important. Many of the plans are looking at providing things like infusion therapy in your home, especially during COVID now. So look for those options that may be available to you. And on down the road, we are looking at how we pay for gene therapy, which is the new and up and coming benefit and treatment. Wellness, of course, remains very important. And COVID has really changed things. The world changed in a blink of an eye. COVID became a global concern almost overnight. Right now, we're sitting at over 1 million deaths worldwide and over 225,000 dead in just the US, and that number continues to grow daily. Healthcare utilization has decreased over the last 9 months in the arenas of inpatient confinement, outpatient procedures, and office visits, because of course people were afraid and could not get to their physicians. Procedures and checkups were delayed, possibly resulting in more chronic or complex conditions in years ahead. Mental wellness continues to take a big hit. Some say it's the next pandemic. So the plans are really looking at bringing healthcare closer to you through telehealth and telemedicine, primary care physicians, specialists, and that all-important behavioral, mental health, and emotional health is of paramount concern for the health plans. Smart healthcare devices are up and coming as well, and have been over the last several years, have evolved dramatically. Decision support tools and programs are very important, and your plans are looking at providing you, how can we provide you with this support? And of course, those continuing wellness tools. COVID didn't necessarily change the way healthcare is delivered, but it certainly accelerated how healthcare is delivered. Why telehealth? Where you hear all the time about telehealth. Why is this so important? And what is it? Well, telehealth involves video visits with a provider immediately, either in your home using your computer, tablet, or phone, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is available to members both in the United States and overseas, depending on what health plan you have. Some examples of care that you can get through telehealth are virtual visits through your PCP, following a hospitalization to maybe review labs and imaging, virtual consultations with a dietitian to help you with weight management, and of course, counseling sessions to address anxiety and depression. It's all important, especially right now. And then you look at what telemed is and why is there a difference? What telemed is actually your opportunity to visit your own established provider. This type of care can be very useful for follow-up visits, even if you want to review your lab results with your provider after an in-person visit, or if you need a visit to renew your prescriptions, so you don't have to go into the office, but they can do it right over the phone or through your tablet or computer. It is a very handy situation, and it is growing. When you look at connected devices, you are all familiar with Fitbit and Apple Watches, and that helps monitor your steps and your heart rates and some even track your weight. But there are emerging options over the last 5 years to help us manage our chronic conditions. For example, glucose monitors with Bluetooth and cellular capabilities. We have connected blood pressure monitors, smart scales to support weight management, and there are always new programs coming into play for things like chronic kidney disease, congestive heart failure, and more. Many of these programs that the plans offer also include human support in the form of remote coaching. So you have the support and the advice that you need without even leaving your home. Some examples of connected devices that many of the plans have now available come through companies like Levongo, where you can actually get remote diabetes and remote blood pressure monitoring programs that they send you the information, and they send you the tools and even the test strips for diabetes. So they are there constantly helping you and supporting you as you manage your chronic condition in these very important scenarios. Some decision support tools that you may want to look at are available through your health plan. Rarely does it feel like we have enough time with our provider, right? It is especially true in the case when you get a new diagnosis and you're kind of surprised, and all of a sudden whatever the provider says goes in one ear and out the other. What does your diagnosis mean? What are your treatment options? What symptoms should you expect? And when should you call the doctor about them? Health plans are here to support you. They are here to provide you those online tools that go way beyond Google and WebMD. They have care management programs that are staffed by nurses and other healthcare professionals, coaching programs to help you with your health journey. And let's not forget the pharmacy-specific programs to help you understand those medicines, those new medicines that you're taking, and help you manage them. Some examples of those interactive tools, this varies by plan. You can actually look up your condition and find out what exactly that means. I also recommend that you do that before your next office visit with your provider or your next telehealth visit, so that you are prepared to have a meaningful, productive conversation with your provider. And let's not forget pharmacy, the all-important pharmacy. And these support systems vary by plan as well. Care management programs and support. Pain management programs are very important right now. And also important is how your plan coordinates the medical side of your benefits with the pharmacy side of your benefits. Specialty medications are especially important. These are very high cost, very technical, very complicated at times medications. Many plans provide patient care advocates to help you through that, specialty nurses to help train you on how to use those needles, specialist pharmacists to answer your questions about these complicated diagnoses. And for those who are overseas, many plans have those planning and coordination programs even before you have to go overseas, so that you are prepared for your tour. Special requirements may be there for temperature control medications. Trust me when I tell you that most of the plans know how to do that, and they do it very well. So let's not forget the pharmacy part of your health plan. Next up is really basically, we are here to provide you with personal support. We want to intervene when it's appropriate, provide you with the right programs, and support you as the only patient, a completely holistic way of support for you as the patient. Do not let COVID get you off track. Many of you have come so far in your health journey. Please utilize all the options that are available to you wherever you are. And your plans are really stepping up to the plate to meet you where you are. They are there to help you improve your quality measures, especially when it comes to your A1C and your blood pressure readings. They are here to help you take advantage of access to care, whether it's behavioral health, the anxiety and the frustration and even the depression that you might be feeling right now. I know we are all feeling some sort of anxiety with this current situation. And pain management programs are becoming very important as we struggle with even the back pain of sitting all day long in this virtual setting. May be an opportunity for you to tack into your plan's pain management program. Really take stock of your overall health and use the plans to know where you stand. Go ahead and use that benefit for getting your health risk assessment, getting those biometric screenings. Do something for yourself. You've earned it. You deserve it. And your plans are available to you to get you on track and keep you on track. So let's review some of the changes that you may want to look at for 2021. Make sure you look at all the benefits and maybe the new programs that your plan has to offer, like telehealth, like pain management, things like that. Understand any changes in your provider network, especially here when you're stateside. Have they added providers? Have they deleted providers? Have they changed the rules? Have they expanded your options? Things like that. Look at those pre-certification requirements. Have they made them stricter? Have they added things like what new drugs have to be prior authorized? ABA, for example, for autism, may require pre-authorization. Gene therapy definitely will require pre-certification. So really look at those rules so you know what to expect. And as always, make sure you understand if your health plan changed the deductible, changed the coinsurance around, changed the copays, especially for your prescription medication. Change those rules. That's very, very important for you to know, especially with open season, so you know if you like what they've done. And this is your opportunity to take stock in your health and make sure your plan is still meeting those needs. And for those of you who are overseas, make sure your plan continues to understand the overseas environment. Plan allowance overseas is very important. How is your plan looking at what your overseas physicians and providers are charging? What is their plan allowance as far as what they will pay for? Or are they looking at the billed amount Or are they looking at an overseas fee schedule or based on a zip code or something like that? It could end up costing you a lot of money. Make sure you understand who is responsible for things like translations. What is required to get your claim paid? Or do they still require those ICD-10 codes or those CPT codes? And especially in this time of maybe volatile exchange rates, make sure you understand where your plan is getting the exchange rates they use. Service continues to be very important, especially in this day and age. A lot of the plans now provide for that secure internet claim submission. Many plans will have electronic funds transfer so you can get your claims reimbursement right into your bank account. Online customer service tools are very important. And if you need to speak to your plan's representative, make sure you understand, are they willing to return those phone calls? Things like that. So service is extremely important. When you are looking at your health plan for 2021, take the time to really look at not just the premium, but the whole package. If you are really into wellness and you want to help with your wellness journey, the plans have several wellness programs and they are constantly improving those programs. If you take a prescription medication, understand what your plan covers and if there's a change. If you have that home delivery or mail order program available to you for your chronic medications, even overseas, you may want to consider that. Again, look at the changes in the deductibles and copays. Make sure you understand plan allowance and the pre-certification requirements, the in-network and out-of-network benefits, even for those of you who are overseas and are visiting the United States, when of course we can travel again. And of course, that hassle factor. How much time are you willing to devote to getting all of the information in nice little boxes for your health plan? And most importantly, how do you use healthcare? This is your benefits. If you need speech therapy, or you have a child who needs speech therapy, or you know you're going to need physical therapy, how many visits does your plan allow? And make sure that they have enough to cover you for whatever you might need for 2021. So moving on to the next part of open season is the Federal Employees Dental Program. Now this was a contract year for them. So we actually gained a couple of dental plans under the Federal Employees Dental and Vision Program. So you may want to look at that to see if those might be advantageous to you. Remember that all of these plans are supplemental dental plans. What that means is that you will have some out-of-pocket coverage and the benefits will vary. While they may pay for 100% of the plan allowance, that very important term, for your dental cleaning and exam, when you get into the fillings and the crowns and things like that, they have a lot of co-insurance changes and reimbursement that you want to look at. Premiums and benefits will vary when you're overseas, and those reasonable and customary limits apply. Now, this is voluntary. You do not have to have a dental program, but if you do, these programs are one of the best out there. I'm sure there'll be one that you might like, but remember, you pay 100% of the premium. It's not like your health plan. You do get a break. For those of you who are active duty, you will get a break because it is pre-tax money that comes out of your pay. And for those of you who are uniform service retirees, you are welcome to enroll in this Federal Employees Dental Program. You must enroll through Benefeds, not the FEHB. And I've put the website and the phone number that you have available to enroll in the Federal Employees Dental Program. Next up is the Vision Program. Now, again, this was a contract year. We were able to add one more vision plan. So there are 5 out there that are available to you. Some require that you only go to in-network providers. Some do allow out-of-network providers. That is at a lower dollar limit. Again, you pay 100% of the premium, so there isn't a federal subsidy, but for those of you who are active duty, it is pre-tax. There is a limit on exams and frames and lenses and contacts, so make sure you understand what those limits are. And once again, uniformed services retirees are welcome to enroll in the Federal Employees Vision Program. Benefits is who you would contact. And again, the website and the phone number are at the bottom so that you can enroll if you want to. You are not required to. This is your time to change, go in, go out of either the dental plan or the vision plan that you want. But let's not forget one more option. And many of your health plans actually sponsor what they call ancillary programs. So you may want to take some time to look at their dental and vision programs that honestly are very competitive with the FEHB program. They are sponsored by your health plan, so they may be a little more flexible for you. Obviously, they are all supplemental, so you will have out-of-pocket costs, so do the math. Same thing with the dental and vision discount programs. Now, these are excellent alternative for those who maybe have smaller dental and vision needs, but are still concerned about the what ifs. They also offer discount prices for dental and vision and even LASIK services. It's based on a fee schedule, so you know exactly what you will pay. And some of the plans actually offer health hearing aid discounts for U.S. members only. This isn't available for overseas members, but many of the plans offer this, and you can use these hearing aid discounts in conjunction with your health plan benefits. It is worth, if you are looking at hearing aids, it is worth reviewing that and seeing if you can save some money. Average saving, it's about $1,800, not bad. And last but not least is the flexible spending accounts. Now, these are for active employees only. This is the pre-tax reimbursement for all of those eligible medical costs that your health plan doesn't pay for. The co-insurance, the co-payments, dental and eye exams, balances of glasses and contacts, and even some of the over-the-counter items that you might use, antacids, pain relievers, things like that. Anything that is eligible under the IRS code 213D. Now, there are several different types of flexible spending accounts. The most popular and most utilized is the regular healthcare flexible spending account. Right now, they haven't announced anything different for 2021. So as it stands now, an employee can actually commit up to $2,750 in their 2021 FSA Fed. The minimum amount is $100. And a spouse can actually have a separate healthcare flexible spending account. Now, 2020 expenses must be filed by April 30th of 2021. And this year, you can actually carry over up to $550 in 2021, as long as you enroll in the flexible spending account for next year. They increase that from $500. So it's not necessarily a use or lose situation like it used to be. For those members who may have a high deductible health plan with a health savings account attached to it, you are not allowed to have the regular health care flexible spending account, but they also have what they call a limited health care flexible spending account that is available only for dental and vision benefits. So you may want to look at that. And those are available only to members with a high deductible health plan. And the last flexible spending account is, of course, the dependent care flexible spending account. These are for your those who have children who need child care under the age of 13, or can also be used if you are responsible for a parent. You can actually save up to $5,000 per household for the flexible spending account, but by law you cannot carry anything over into 2021. Now the flexible spending account is not an FEHB benefit, it's actually under the IRS. So this is where you really need to pay attention here, because you must re-enroll in the flexible spending account each year. If you do not take an action during open season, you will not be enrolled in the FSA for 2021. And I've again put the website and the phone number for you to use to re-enroll in your flexible spending account. So now let's talk a little bit about AFSPA and what changes we have made for 2021. We, of course, are partners in your health, and I'm not going to go through this whole chart because it would take all day. But as you can see, we really try to provide you with the programs that you might need in your health journey. And how do we do that? So our goal is always meeting you where you are. We continue to have a low annual deductible. For overseas members, our plan allowance usually is what the provider bills. There aren't any overseas fee schedules or anything like that. We have direct billing arrangements with over 100 or so different hospitals and providers throughout the world, where they will bill us directly to help you avoid that upfront money. We also provide and have provided for many years alternative benefits in the areas of chiropractic, acupuncture, and even massage therapy. And we have a very flexible home delivery drug program for those of you who are overseas, that if, depending on how your doctor writes the prescription, you can actually receive up to a year's supply of your medication overseas, which is very helpful in certain areas of the world. New for 2021, our deductible actually isn't new. It will remain the same for the in-network and overseas deductible of $300 per individual, up to $600 per the family. We have added telemedicine visit in addition to our teledoc benefit and our vHealth telehealth benefit, which is exclusively for our overseas members. We have chosen to cover that all-important observation care for over 24 hours at the inpatient rate to save you some money. And we are also increasing the visit limit for your chiropractic, acupuncture, and massage therapy benefits to 50 for next year. We also have modified our Living Well Together program to support our healthy members so they can participate in the program with the same passion as our chronic condition people. And here's how it works. We've redesigned this program so that even if you get a flu shot or your normal screenings, you can earn your wellness rewards. You can actually earn up to a maximum of $400 for 2021. So there are lots of ways to help you move along with your health journey. And I encourage you to look at your FSBP brochure for details about that. Our premium hasn't changed much. We've gone up about 3.5–4%. And for self only, this is for bi-weekly, it is $71.75. For self plus one, it is $178.73. And for self and family, it is $177.50. Our premiums have remained stable and competitive. Important information for our two-party families. You are not required to enroll in self plus one. You can enroll in our self and family plan and save a few dollars each month. And I encourage you to do that as well. So we're very pleased with the premiums, and we are very pleased with the other ancillary insurance programs we offer. We offer several life plans, dental plans, discount programs, disability plans, long-term care plans, planning, members of household, which is very important for our overseas members who are being accompanied by a parent or a domestic partner. We have legal services, retirement planning, travel insurance, and also financial planning and tax consultation, which is very important, especially in the overseas setting. A few little tidbits before I move on. We did add to our Smart 90 retail stores where you can actually go into your pharmacy and get your 90-day supply of medication instead of the required mail order. You can go into both Walgreens, CVS, and certain independent pharmacies. We added that CVS to our portfolio. I also remind you that that electronic funds transfer is really a very convenient way to receive your claims reimbursement. For those of you who use our massage therapy benefit, and there are many of you out there, it is a very popular benefit. We do not require a CPT code for that, and there are special filing requirements. So please go on our website and look at that. And as always, I do want to remind everybody, if they haven't already, to fill out a HIPAA 3 form that does allow us to discuss your personal health information with a family member. You may not realize this, but even if you have a spouse call, unless we have that authorization form, we are not allowed to discuss anything about you or your claims, even with your spouse. It is a HIPAA regulation. So if you want us to be able to discuss the status of your claims or anything, please fill out that form and get it to us so that we have that information on file. And last but not least, mental wellness is our theme for 2021. It continues to be our theme. It is not the load that breaks you down. It is the way you carry it. That's what Lena Horne says. That's what we go by. And we're here to help you carry the load through several of our programs. We have many support programs that we offer to help members through this stress of life, especially now during this COVID pandemic and the uncertainty of everything. We have seen a really great uptick in people who are using our support programs, and we encourage you to get the help where and when you need it. And with that, let me just review your federal health benefits for open season. For your FEHB program, you have a choice of plans. If you like what you have, you don't have to do anything. You have the flexibility, though, of changing plans, and you need to really think about how you use healthcare and choose the plan that best serves your needs. Under the FEDVIP program, again, you've got your choice of plans. This was expanded for 2021. Remember, it is supplemental coverage. You will have some out-of-pocket expense. And as always, make sure that it is good coverage for you. Do the math on these programs. Make sure you are getting the benefits that you need. For your flexible spending accounts, these are only available for active duty. You can use them for deductibles, copays, coinsurance, and anything that is 213D eligible medical expense. Don't forget that very important dependent care flexible spending account. And remember, open season started on November 9th and runs through December 14th. It is your opportunity to make sure that you are fully covered with all of the benefits that your employer offers you. I put down how to make open season changes for the FEHB program. Again, you don't have to do anything. Your health plan will automatically roll over. If you want to change, you can do it through your agency's online self-service system or by submitting a benefit election form SF 2809. Make sure that your agency will accept that form, however. Under the FEDVIP program, you don't have to do anything if you want your existing coverage to roll over. If you want to enroll or make changes, you must do that through benefits.com. For your flexible spending account, You must take an action with this. You must re-enroll during the open season, or because it will not carry over automatically. To re-enroll, go to the website or call the number listed on the screen. This is not your only opportunity. I know I went through a lot of material in the last 40 minutes. It's not your only opportunity. We will be having several of these sessions, these virtual sessions. LTC Feds are actually having 4 of them. You may be interested in the virtual benefits fair with several of the plans participating, and AFSPA will be offering a dozen or so of these webinars, so that you may want to look at it again, ask questions, and you can go to our whole list at www.afspa.org/events. And with that, I will be happy to answer any questions, Kyle.
Great, thank you very much, Paula. I've been having a good discussion with a number of the members, and I just want to point out that we've got people joining us from Germany, Alaska, Virginia, Florida, and the UAE this morning. I think a couple other locations that they haven't shared, but just wanted to share that we're hitting several points around the globe. One of the questions that we get quite often surrounds coverage for dependents. So can you talk a little bit about coverage for dependents? If I've got kids in college, are they covered? How long are they covered, etc.?
Okay, so under the Affordable Care Act, and it was adopted by the FEHB program, that your dependent children are covered if you have a family plan or a Self+1 plan that names that child up until they are age 26. They do not have to be in college. They do not have to be financially dependent on you or live with you. They don't even have to talk to you in order for them to be covered under your federal health plan. Once they turn 26, they will come off of your health plan, and there are several different options for them. And if you want more information, just go ahead and email us, and we'll be happy to go through those options.
Great, thank you very much. And you touched on this early in the presentation, but one of the other frequent questions we get is about retirement. Can I still change my plan once I retire?
So yes, the answer is yes. Open season comes around every year for retirees as well. OPM does not take away your open season rights. So every open season, I encourage retirees to look at their health plan, make sure it's still working for them, and choose a health plan based on their needs. Now, for a retiree, if you want to change your health plan, if you are a civil servant retiree, you would go through OPM. If you are a foreign service retiree, you would go through the center in Charleston. And we should have that posted somewhere. If not, we certainly will post that information.
Great, thank you very much. We also get questions quite a bit about, and I'm going through some of these, about qualifying life events. So obviously this is open season, so everybody has an opportunity to change. And it's an opportunity, as you said, to change FSA Feds, to change your dental and vision FedVIP coverage and your health coverage under FEHB. Are there differences between the qualifying life events for the health plans and the dental and vision?
So there are several different qualifying life events for the health plan. If you have a spouse who's lost their health plan, you can put them on your health plan. If you have an HMO and you leave that area, you can change your health plan. There are different options. One of the options that are available, the qualifying life events that are available for the health under the health programs, the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program, is if you are being posted to an overseas posting from the United States. That is a qualifying life event. It is also a qualifying life event if you are coming from an overseas posting to the U.S. posting. It is not a qualifying life event if you're going from an overseas posting to an overseas posting. So you have that flexibility with your health plan. You do not have that same flexibility with your dental plan. With the dental and vision insurance program, going to and from an overseas post is not considered a qualifying life event. So I encourage you that if you are looking at your next posting that will be in the middle of the year for your dental and vision, make sure that you understand how your dental and or vision plan is going to work at that overseas posting. You will not be able to change it as a qualifying life event. So there are several different ones. And also, if you go on the OPM website, opm.gov/healthcare, you will be able to find all of the qualifying life events under the FEHB and also under the FEDVIP program.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Paul. I think that overseas versus stateside is a distinction that we get a lot of questions about. I'm wondering if you could talk just a little bit more about the changes to the wellness program. I've had several questions about them. What's changing from this year to next year, and how does that benefit members?
So what's changing in the wellness program is we have listened to our members. We were one of the very first to have a wellness program, and it has evolved over the years, where we've added things, taken things away that maybe didn't work, and we've tried to really simplify it. What we heard from some of our members is, I'm very healthy and I'm not able to reap those rewards because there's really not a lot out there for me to do. I don't have diabetes, I don't have high blood pressure, things like that. So we went back to the drawing board, if you will, and we decided to reward people for doing things that they should be doing, like getting your flu shot, for women, doing your mammogram and your cervical cancer screening, things like that you would normally do anyway. And let's reward you for that. We've also taken away some of the steps, so that, remember back in the old days, you couldn't get your reward for your getting your biometric screening until you went and got your physical exam. We've kind of just done away with that, so that it is much more flexible with that for you to earn that on a regular basis. And okay. I would, again, I could spend all day talking about our wellness programs. I encourage you to go on our website, and there is a whole section on wellness right there on our website. And for those of you who are FSBP members, you will be getting the open season packet, and it has a much clearer explanation on the wellness program that I just gave.
Excellent. And Paula, some of the questions that I'm seeing are sort of a logistical nature. And so if I may, people are asking, how do I get these rewards? If I get my flu shot, how am I going to get the reward for having that flu shot?
So if you get your flu shot, I think they would have to file a claim.
Right.
Kyle, help me out on this.
Yeah. So I was going to say why
don't you answer that question?
I will be happy to. And I should have been clear that this is coming from a member who was clear that they are joining us from overseas. And that's absolutely correct. So the HRA, just to walk through the steps, the HRA, you can complete that over the phone or online. That information is transferred to us. You don't need to do anything. Once you complete it, we get that information. We're going to put the money into your wellness incentive account. And actually, you can do it if you have people covered on your plan who are 18 or over. They can do it as well. So a covered spouse or covered children, and they get this. They have access to the same rewards. If you have a preventive exam, if you have a preventive cancer screening, if you get the flu shot, that's a great example. We would need to have a claim that comes through. And if you're in the U.S. and you get your flu shot, as I did at my local pharmacy, the plan will get a claim for that. It's no cost to you, but the plan will be reimbursing for that. If you're overseas, please submit a claim to us. That should go through automatically. We need to know clearly when you submit it that it was the flu shot was included, or the the breast cancer screening or the cervical cancer screening, or that it wasn't just an office visit, it was your annual preventive exam. So include that information. It does take us a little bit of time to get all this information and get the money into your account. So we do ask for up to 4 to 6 weeks to put the money in there. But once it's in there, you can use it, and we will automatically reimburse you if you have out-of-pocket costs on that, or there is a form you could submit if you have other claims that you would normally send to us, but you've got other costs that you want to access that. So one final word of caution: don't submit it to the Wellness Incentive Fund account for reimbursement and to your FSA account for reimbursement. You shouldn't be getting it from both. That's your decision. That's between you and your tax advisor and the IRS. But we'll do our best to make sure that we're not double reimbursing you along with FSA feds.
What do you got next?
I'm sorry?
What do you have next?
The only other thing that I see, and please I'll encourage everybody who's tuned in to keep the questions coming. You mentioned transparency on prescription costs. Where can members, if I'm thinking about changing to a different plan, or if I'm concerned about a new diagnosis or a different medication, is that information publicly available? If so, where? Do I need to call? Is it online?
So there's actually several ways to find out. If you go to the Compare Plans, the opm.gov website /healthcare compare plans, you can compare the plans there, and they actually go down into your copays and everything else. If you go to your different plans websites, whether it's Foreign Service or Blue Cross or GEHA, they will actually have an area where you can put in your specific medication, and it will pull up how much it will cost you. And this is kind of cool. Also, if there is an alternative there that you might be able to save some money. For example, if you put in Nexium, just for example, they will show, you know, how much your cost for that drug will be for mail order, and if there is an alternative, like for a generic, and how much money you could save. But also, if you're in the States and you're going to a retail pharmacy, make sure you go to our website, because it will tell you there may be a difference in what pharmacy X charges as opposed to the pharmacy Y just across the street. So, but it's all out there now in their cost comparisons. And I believe all the plans have some form of the ability to compare those drug costs.
All right, thank you very much, Paula. That's helpful information, and I've used some of those tools myself recently, so I can tell you that it is quick and easy and provides you with alternatives if you're looking to save some money for something that's more expensive maybe than you thought. And as of right now, that's all the questions we've received. So I want to thank everybody who joined us today. As Paula mentioned, if you weren't able to stay the whole time, if you missed the beginning, this will actually, oh, I'm sorry, we just had a question come in. So it says, if I'm not sure if an expense is covered by the Foreign Service Benefit Plan, should I just submit the claim knowing that even if it is not, it will get covered by FSA? Is there any disadvantage to doing that?
Well, I would probably, depending, if it's a large amount, I certainly would ask for a predetermination before the treatment. If it is, but if you want to submit it to the Foreign Service Benefit Plan, or any plan actually, because you're not sure, then I would submit it, because you would get a denial from that, and that would be proof that you didn't have any coverage for your FSA, and they would roll it into that. Absolutely, great. And that paperless reimbursement option with FSA makes that easier, that even if it is covered by your insurance, they'll pay their part and they can forward those claims over to the FSA administrator. So once again, Paula, thank you very much for an informative session. Really appreciate all the information you've been able to share. And once again, thank you to everyone who joined us from all around the globe.
We will be having more sessions, so please visit our website at afspa.org/open season to learn more about our open season efforts, as well as afspa.org/events to see the full calendar of everything that we're doing. We've got 14 more webinars all around the clock. Please tell your friends they did not miss their only opportunity, and I hope to see them in some future sessions, and hope to see you again, if not this year, then next year. Thank you once again for joining us.